Huge Sharon.
Late last year, we were contacted by a person who had purchased a home in the Sharon Springs, New York area. They purchased this late 19th century farmhouse sight unseen. As they began to investigate the history of the property, a previous owner from almost 2 decades ago informed them that the house is home to several spirits. The new owner of the home reached out to us to see if we could prove that the home was haunted, one way or the other. They also felt the timing was perfect, as no one has lived in the house for a while, and they have yet to move in. Almost all the videos we make are of businesses or other iconic locations that we investigate. In most cases, we are not the first people to investigate there, and there is a record of evidence, or at least some experiences. In this case, there are no available eyewitness accounts or known paranormal hotspots in which to aim our efforts. For example, at Grapevine Farms, we know that David's room has activity because of all the eyewitness accounts of the customers and staff. At Hillview Manor, we know Mariella's room has activity because of all the evidence recorded there by other paranormal groups. In this case, however, we have nothing to initially go on. We are fishing, and just trying to throw as many lines in the water as possible. Or, in our case, cameras and equipment. If this were fishing, we would have easily caught our limit. This turned out to be one of the most active residences we have ever investigated. One thing you will notice is that most of the evidence we capture on camera is actually caught when we're not in the room. This makes sense if you think about how no one has been living in the house for a while, and certainly no one has ever investigated here before. You can excuse the spirits for being a little standoffish. In fact, in many of the clips, you'll be able to hear us moving around in other parts of the house while the evidence is being captured. So, not having any history or stories to guide us, we simply placed our cameras everywhere we could. 2 on the second floor, 2 on the first floor, 1 in the basement. Since the property isn't too far from the Sharon Springs battlefield, we also set up a few cameras outside, including a thermal camera in the event there were still any soldiers walking around the area. As we begun turning on the cameras, we had our first experience of the night. Our 2-way radios started broadcasting static, without being activated by either of us. This has happened before and is most often the result of someone or a business using the same channel. However, when we switched the channels, it happened again. We're not saying that this is paranormal, but discussing this led to our first EVP of the night. As Dave is theorizing that the camera might be causing the interference with our radios, our full-spectrum camera in the downstairs kitchen captured a voice, repeating what he had just said.
Must be from my camera, Dan. Anything I can do for it? Anything I can do for it?
Shortly thereafter, this same camera captured another EVP. If you look in the background, you'll see a light anomaly as well. Since the incident with our radios happened on the second floor, we decided to start on the second floor master bedroom. As we were gathering all of our equipment to fully start the investigation, the full-spectrum camera in the upstairs master bedroom captured an EVP. As we walked up the stairs to the room, our camera captured yet another EVP. This time it was the voice of a woman. This would not be the last time we would hear from her during the night.
It's all going to be on the device. It's 32 gig. It's all going to be on the device. It's 32 gig.
As I said before, when investigating a place that's never been investigated, you must ask a lot of different kinds of questions. You'll see several examples of this as the night goes on.
Anybody here? Whose room is this? If you're not in here, can you make a noise and show us where you are? Thought I heard talking earlier. You weren't sure if that was in the house or outside. If you want to talk, there's an orange light in my hand you can talk to. How long have you been here? What is your name?
We sat in here for over 20 minutes without any activity, so we moved to the other side of the second floor, in the spot where the radio interference first occurred.
Alright, you played with the radio earlier. You can play with this thing. What's your name? You mentioned puncture. Are you hurt?
Once we turned off the spirit box, we stayed in that part of the second floor for a while and investigated the other small sections of the upstairs, seeing if any of them were active. While walking around in what will become a small bathroom, I was asking some general questions. During this time, our camera picked up the only name we would receive the entire night.
Can you tell me your name? Can you swing that wire I'm looking at right now? Can you tell me your name? Can you swing that wire I'm looking at right now?
And while this was going on, a spirit in the main bedroom apparently started missing us. Also, while we were up there, our camera in the downstairs living room captured 2 EVPs. The first, we believe, is a child. The second clip involves a light anomaly that strobes as it moves across the room. There is a faint voice behind it, but it is difficult to make out what it is saying since a car is driving past the property at the exact same time. Before heading downstairs, I decided to try the SB7 spirit box again. While no voices came through, we captured 2 compelling light anomalies. The first one shoots directly at the SB7 and you can hear a moment of interference when it seems to vanish into it. Seconds later, this light anomaly can also be seen moving away from it. Upon moving downstairs to the main living room area, we were setting up our chairs when our camera in the adjacent kitchen captured that same woman's voice from before, being very polite.
Oh, you got a thing on the floor?
Yeah, K2. There.
Okay. Oh, you got a thing on the floor?
Yeah, K2.
Once we settled down in there, we continued trying to get answers to our questions. Again, nothing happened while we were in the room. The spirits seemed not only aware of this trend, but were starting to get cocky about it. We then turned our focus to the other side of the downstairs, the kitchen.
Are you down here? Did you follow us from upstairs? What year is it? How long have you been here, Car? Do you like that there'll be a new owner moving in soon? Just marking it. How long has it been since someone has lived here with you?
And once again, as we were in a nearby room, we captured a voice on a camera in the other room, apparently trying to get my attention.
Can you open one of those cabinets for me? Can you open one of those cabinets for me?
At this point, we took the full spectrum digital camera outside in the frigid temperatures to take some photos of the property. All during the investigation, we kept hearing what sounded like people talking inside the house.
And that we come with respect for who you are, for who you were, and the story that you have to tell. I hear talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cars either. Every once in a while, I think I hear somebody talking. Am I crazy?
It was while we were outside that our camera in the living room captured two voices with a clear vocal tone. First, a man speaks, and then about 10 seconds later, a woman responds. We cannot decipher what they are saying. If you have an idea, please leave a comment below the video. But these voices validate what we thought we were hearing the entire night.
I can't wait to listen to the cameras, because I swear I hear people talking.
I know. Initially I did as well.
We really felt that the upstairs was the hot spot. The energy up there just felt different. So we went back up there and sat in different areas to see if being more isolated would drum up activity. As I was taking Polaroid photos, the door to the smaller area of the second floor closed behind me as I re-entered the room. It was not captured on camera, but here's what it sounded like.
Like, I could fully understand. What the hell is... Dave! Did I do that?
I don't think you did.
Did you do that? I don't know if the camera caught it. Oh, that's interesting. Can you do that again? If you did that, please do that again.
The reason that we didn't capture it on camera is that the full spectrum camera we had aimed toward that door died about 1 hour into the investigation. We didn't notice it until afterwards that the wire to the main battery was somehow not connected properly. This is more likely human error than it is paranormal, as it is highly likely that we accidentally disconnected this wire while adjusting the camera. We also cannot claim that the door closing is paranormal, as there is no video evidence allowing us to prove or debunk the occurrence. The only reason that we're mentioning it in this video is because we focused most of the rest of the investigation trying to get the spirit who may have done this to confess.
Walk up to the door and close it, and show me that it wasn't me. So I can show the people who are moving in here that you exist and you're real. And should be treated as such. If you are able, please close the door. If you are able, knock the broom over. Maybe that's a little easier to do than the door. If you close that door, we will end our investigation, turn the lights off, pack up the cameras, and not bother you anymore. You have my word.
Since we weren't getting any direct interaction that we could see or hear, I decided to shut myself alone in the room where all the radio interference took place earlier. The goal here was to isolate myself, making myself more vulnerable and hopefully less intimidating.
All right. Just you and me. If there's something you want to tell me, it's just here, just the two of us. Or three of us. You have me at an advantage. You know how many of me there are. I don't know how many there are of you. Me moving my foot. There's a feeling in this room. Is it you? Can you give me a sign? Can you knock? Can you open the door? If you're sick of us, if you're sick of us bothering you, if you open that door right now, Dave and I will go downstairs and we will not come back upstairs except to retrieve our equipment when we leave. So it's up to you. If you can open doors, and I think you can close them, so if you can open them, show me you can open that door. What's going on in this room? It just said David.
Right.
Yes, David's in the other room. But I said, what's going on in this room? What's going on in that room? Just a David. What's my name? Is that you?
Before wrapping up for the night, we tried one more time to get the spirits to move the door again. Apparently, they got a little tired of us asking. Conducting the first ever investigation of a location can be exhilarating. We gave the spirits a chance to talk, and they did. As for the people about to move into this home, it is clear that they will have some roommates. However, thanks to this investigation, they will at least have some idea as to who they are sharing their home with and how to interact with them.